Figure it out.
Hello, this is Adam Koralik with Flying and Eating. Today, let's go somewhere and do something, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Hey guys, it's Adam here, and today's adventure is going to have me going out to Sacramento, California, and then from there I will spend the night and go down to San Jose and San Francisco in the morning, and then come right back here. Now, why am I doing this? Well, I'm going to be taking temporary custody of the Sega Pluto prototype, which on my other channel I've done many videos about. It's a very cool thing that Sega never really made. They made it and never released it, and my friend happens to be the owner of it. And I'm going to borrow it temporarily for a video, which will be another adventure in the future.
We have cleared security, and now we are on our way to, I believe my gate is B20, and then we'll just chill. Okay, so here's a pro tip for you. Obviously, coffee lines are always massive in the morning. If you can, either drink a coffee when you're at home, common sense, or buy yourself a canned coffee and bring that to the airport and drink it right before you clear security, because they won't let you take it through. And then you won't be waiting in these long, long lines, but you'll have your coffee fix.
I did make it successfully. However, in post-production, all of my footage got corrupted from this section of the video for whatever reason, so use your imagination. I'm currently walking around the airport in Sacramento, and nothing really all that special to say about it. SMF, aka Smurf, as it's sometimes referred to as. Decent little airport, and hopefully I'll get to show it to you guys again in the future when the footage doesn't decide to kill itself. I'm in the car! So my buddy Jesse here, he picked me up. He's cool enough. He lives down out in, you live in Modesto, right?
That's right.
Yeah, Modesto, California, and anytime I show up in what I call the Bay, which he kind of mocks because it's such a comically limited range, the actual Bay versus what I call the Bay. Meaning, to me, Bay is all of Northern California. It's like...
Technically, we're about 3 hours away from the Bay.
Right. So we land in Sacramento, right? But anytime I show up in Sacramento, or if I'm like San Francisco, or San Jose, or whatever, he's always like, yeah, man, I got you. And, he shows up and we hang out. So in this case, we got a couple of objectives today. Right now, we're heading over to a video game store called GG Retro Gaming, and the dude is going to help us repair some stuff, or at least hopefully, and we'll just see him for a few minutes. Then, probably after all that, we're going to go get something to eat, perhaps, and head down to Modesto. And later tonight, we're going to meet up with our buddy Roger, who is the owner of the Sega Pluto prototype.
Yep.
And not only will we hang out with that thing and eat food and all that good stuff, but I'm going to take temporary custody of it. And just for people who don't know anything about video games, it's totally fine. There's only 2 of these in existence. The last one, the only one that was ever sold, which sold at the time I'm recording this about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, sold for $84,000. So, and Roger's just gonna hand me his and say, good luck, go do whatever you want. So that's how you know Roger's a good guy.
Steven here is cool enough to clean my disc for me. Look at that. Now, I did a video on this exact machine in your exact place a few years ago. You remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah,
that would have been, what, 2019?
It was 2019.
I think the beginning of the year, maybe March or February?
Yeah, it was...
March.
It was very early on.
It was clean in here.
It was in the... No, it's fine.
It's great, but we didn't have this much inventory back then, too.
Well, congratulations on the success.
Oh, thank you.
You're
it's
welcome.
because of these guys, not me.
Yeah, well...
Especially
Shut up. But yeah, anyway, so just want to give a shout out to GG Retro Gaming for hooking me up with just, letting me get these discs cleaned, man.
Have to clean the discs. You guys can mail them in to us too. We clean them as a service.
If you like retro games, they got a lot of cool inventory, though. They're exclusively online only, so by all means, check them out if you're into that at all. But Steven, the guy who was talking there for a bit, he was actually cool enough to clean my discs for me for free, which is really nice of him to do. So awesome guy. You should totally support him. Also, I should have mentioned this before. My buddy Jesse here, tech guru. What did you do with this exactly?
We took it apart.
No, he did all the work.
I took it apart and put an SSD.
Yeah, what generation iPod is this?
This is a 4th, or I think it's a 4th generation.
Yeah. So it was broken when we got it. I found this at a con for $10. It came with this cool case, which I'll get from him later, and he completely restored it. So now I have essentially a brand new iPod that should last a very long time. Because what else did you change? Because you took the original hard drive out of it.
Yeah, the original hard drive was 20 gig. It is now 120 gig.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
It should supply you with plenty of music for a long time.
It's more than I'll ever use.
It hasn't even affected the battery. It's literally been sitting there for like 3 days.
Battery life is much better on this one than my actual legit one. So it's kind of cool that what's happening with iPods now is people are just buying them for the case and then essentially replacing all the guts with more modern parts. So they're just, you know, you might ask, like, what's the point of that? My phone does it. Well, the thing is, I prefer giving my phone less tasks to do because that preserves its battery life and all that. Plus, look at this. It's called a headphone jack. We have decided to get food, right?
Yes.
We're going to a local place. Now, I've never had this before. It's a very special little place, right? That's what you told me the whole ride here. It's this thing called InNOut. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know.
InNOut?
InNOut? InNOut. No, in all seriousness, this is obviously a big fast food chain across the West Coast. Actually, I'm not a huge fan of fast food, but you got to do InNOut because it's just the California thing. Honestly, it's not that great. You guys make it out to be way too much. It's like, it's better than McDonald's, but
Just a hair.
it's fine. But anyway, we're gonna go do it because you gotta do it. So if you've never been in an InNOut, they almost all look exactly like this. They look pretty much the same every single place you go, including your little drink station. It kind of looks like the Good Burger set. Okay, so our food is ready to go. This was much faster than InNOut usually is. You should see, I mean, famously, InNOut's, oh my God, always outside. There's always a line in cars. Usually, pro tip for you, go inside, because a lot of the time, there's nobody in there. It still takes a while, but this was actually surprisingly quick for InNOut, which, by the way, the name is a lie, because it's never really InNOut. Although, the thing...
Originally it was.
Yes. The funny thing about InNOut, though, is they're probably the only, like, fast food chain I respect more for their corporate structure than their actual food. They're like, if you study how they actually operate, they're like really cool, like as people. I just don't like their food that much, but I support them because of that, because of the way they handle themselves. Anyway, that doesn't matter. You're eating this. What did you get?
This is the double, but animal style.
Now, what's the deal with the animal style thing? Because I got animal style fries. Now, I could obviously explain it, but you know, you're a local.
Well, every chain has their hidden menu, and so for InNOut, there's a few things that you can get in their hidden menu. Which animal style is basically, instead of getting an onion, they actually grill the onion and other ingredients onto the patty.
That's on the burger, but as well as the fries. That's the animal style fries as opposed to the standard style fries. There you go. But I made a small mistake. I forgot to request no pickles, so that's coming out of there because the pickles are, you know, the devil's cucumbers. But the actual food is just, it's mediocre. It's fine. It's passable fast food. That's really all it is. Again, blind taste test though. Not sure I could tell the difference between that and like McDonald's or Smash Burger or whatever. This dude knows. And I have to, you just say yourself, the fries, not very good. They're better when they're animal style because they're covered in slop, which does help, but nothing to write home about.
This is the soon-to-be museum for the classic car and American graffiti. The Modesto is known for American graffiti and George Lucas. George Lucas grew up here, so finally we now have something that people can come and see classic cars, enjoy classic food with the diner. Got a little store that they're gonna have. They did a soft open house a couple of weeks ago, and it was lined with cars and all kinds of stuff in here, just to kind of preview what it could look like in the future once they open it up.
Well, there you go, guys. Obviously we can't go today, but you can see this, a pink forklift right on. But yeah, maybe one day we'll come back here and check it out, but I feel like it's just gonna give me Cuba vibes.
A lot of old cars.
A lot of old cars. So we're now at Jesse's place. What? Wave, Jesse. There he is. So over here you got multiple little cabins, and that place right over there, that cabin on the left, that, which I can't really see, and I hope you can because the sun's in my face, that one over there is my place that I get to hang out in. Very cool. And huge shout out to his friend Tiffany who set that all up for me. Check it out. This place is even solar panel powered. Look at all this land. This is a really cool place, man. Give you guys another little survey of this area. The land goes over there too. I think there's wild turkey over there actually. They have a pool here, and then inside is my little, what they refer to as my little Airbnb. And this, they're so nice. They always just give me a gift basket full of stuff. So we got like, we got K-Cups, we got canned coffees, we got little immune booster things, which I take one of those every day. Some apples, nuts and chocolate, all sorts of stuff. Big bottles of water. Very cool. Very, very, very nice people. And over here on my bed is going to be, there's a chocolate. How nice. So we are now on our way to dinner. We're going to a place called, what's it called? Phoenix Noodle House?
Phoenix Noodle House.
What do you know about this place?
It is a pho house.
Pho house. No, pho house, he's right. I learned that from a Vietnamese friend who never swore, never used profanity, and somebody said pho, and you want to get some pho? And she's like, what are you saying? And he's just like, he thought he offended her. He was like, I mean like Vietnamese noodle soup. I thought maybe, it was like this awkward moment. She's like, oh, pho, like fuck.
Without the K.
That's exactly what she said. It was hilarious. Anyway, so we're on our way there to meet up with our buddy Roger, who again owns the Sega Pluto. And I should have mentioned this before. I currently have part of it in my hand. This is the hard drive bay. There is a hard drive in this that has to be loaded into the console. This was the first video game console ever to have a hard drive in it, and it was never released. This is the only, well, there's two, but I hold one of two in the world in my hand in this exact moment. And we're going to reunite it with the console right before I take the console back with me. So here's the menu. Looks good. Now you focus on it, clearly it's a pho place, so we're obviously going to go with that. Usually I get a chicken pho, but they only have like one option for that, so that tells me that that's not really their thing. So I've decided I'm going to get the number 6, the rare sliced steak and brisket. That sounds good to me. Clearly steak is their thing when it comes to pho. The pho has arrived. There you go. The sliced beef, sliced steak as they call it, looks very good. So it's kind of taking its time. It's cooking in there a little bit more. Jesse, what did you end up getting?
I got the combo.
You got the combo.
All the different meat.
And this is Roger. Say hi, Roger. The owner of the Sega Pluto prototype. And what did you get?
I got the vermicelli with chicken.
Ooh,
it slices, it
looks
dices.
fancy. Now, we were going to get an order of the pork fried rice, but then we all decided we weren't really that hungry, so we're just going to chow down on this. Although, I suffer from what is in Japanese referred to as cat tongue, so I basically have to wait for this to cool way off before I can dive in. It's not the best pho I've ever had. I was totally ruined for pho, though. My mom had a Vietnamese woman live at our house for like 4 months. It's a very weird story, doesn't really matter. And she made unbelievable pho, but this was very good.
Don't they all make unbelievable pho, though?
I don't know. Is that a stereotype? I'm sorry. Maybe we remove that part. No, it's fine. And Jesse, what did you think?
I come back to this place all the time, so it's amazing for me.
Yeah, I would say if you're ever out in Modesto and you want some Vietnamese food, I could recommend this. This is some good solid pho. But I would say do the beef one, because that's clearly what they claim to excel at based on their menu. So at the time of recording this is a brand new version of Pepsi, the Black Cherry Cola, which normally I would ignore because of high fructose corn syrup, but this actually uses real sugar. So Jesse and I are going to try this out and see what this is like. So Jesse, do me a favor. Go ahead and pour some of that for yourself, and I'll drink the rest out of the bottle. Hopefully it doesn't fizz too bad. There you go. And then you guys will get our reaction to this. So the color is actually like a red, dark cherry type of color. I don't know how this actually will differ from a cherry Pepsi specifically, other than the fact that it's real sugar, but I think they make a real sugar cherry Pepsi. This is Black Cherry Cola, which is somehow different. But cheers. Okay, that tastes a lot more like cherry than a cherry Pepsi usually
pretty
does.
Good.
That's actually pretty good.
It's really good. And I know what a cherry Pepsi is.
Yeah, all right. So
cherry Coke.
Right. This is not a good description of this, because I actually do like this, but the closest thing I can compare this to is like cherry like medicine. It actually tastes
okay.
like you're seeing that. You taste it now, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say NyQuil, but that's not right because it's not a cherry flavor. But there are like cherry medicines that this tastes very similar to. I know that's bad. That sounds bad, but it is actually pretty decent. Yeah, like I'll keep drinking this, but I don't know if I would buy it again, but it was good to try at least once. We're on to our next day here. Jesse is currently packing his car. By the way, he owns another car. Look at that. Old school Volkswagen Beetle. Very neat. But anyway, our plan right now is we're going to go into the San Francisco area-ish. And we're going to go get food. We're going to eat up at a place called El Matate, which has unbelievable wet burritos, which is a concept. If you're unfamiliar with it, look it up. It's great. California is amazing at them. Both in Los Angeles and San Francisco, I'd say both do that very, very well. And that'll be our day. I now have acquired the Sega Pluto prototype. So I thought I'd show you guys a quick little sample here. Right over there, that is Oakland, California. And on the left, which you can barely see because of the famous fog, that is San Francisco, California. Maybe one day, Jesse and I will come out here and do like a more proper tour for you guys, but just a quick little teaser of Oakland and San Francisco. We have arrived at El Matate Taqueria in, where are we technically?
Belmont.
Belmont.
Which is next to San Mateo.
You can see the decor in this place is quite nice. Now, technically what I ordered was a super burrito. I chose my meat. In this case, I went with chorizo. And then I requested wet. So that's what they will be delivering to me in a few minutes. Our food has arrived. Jesse actually got a Mexicoke, of course. So what'd you end up getting?
This is a super burrito with carnitas.
So you got it dry, you didn't get the wet version?
No.
This is what a wet version looks like. Boom, it's basically covered in like a sauce, which I think is primarily like tomato based. It's very, very good, but you don't eat it the way he's eating it with your hands. You use fork and knife and you cut it and just eat it bite by bite. So I thought I'd give you a little deep dive look inside. So in my case, I went with the chorizo. Do you mind if I show them? So that's
I went with carnitas.
Carnitas right there. So it's more pork. This is just chorizo, but yeah, the idea is you can take the sauce and just kind of spill it over that, and it's really very, very good. But honestly, I've never had a good one outside of California. It's like LA and San Francisco, the areas do it well, but like I've had these in other parts of the country, not very good. Texas, I believe, could do a good one, but I've never had a good one there. So as you get further inside, you can see more ingredients. So there's Mexican rice in there, a lot of vegetables, cheese, sour cream, that sort of stuff. Again,
Yes.
it's just
Sour cream, guacamole.
yeah, it's lots of just good stuff altogether. Really, just having it wet or dry really affects the outer parting because, you know, it's a sauce, which he has chosen to go handheld, so I get why he didn't want to do it, but I'm going full slob today. I don't care.
Oh, yeah.
I've had better wet burritos. I still got to give that to Los Angeles, but I haven't had a better wet burrito outside of California than at El Matate. So if you're outside of San Francisco, relatively near the San Jose area, check out El Matate. It's kind of a tradition for us. We used to do that all the time when he would pick me up, but now it was ironically on the way to the airport we got to do it, but man, did it hit the spot, I'll tell you that for sure. So Jesse just dropped me off at SFO, so it's time to go home. If you've never been to SFO, this might be America's best airport, which says a lot because I'm not a huge fan of San Francisco, the city. I have just checked in, and now it's time to go through security. Once again, you got the clear lane, gonna make good use of that. So right now, the place is like totally dead. There's like nobody here, so TSA pre-check's easy, but clear all the way. Just completed security. It's really funny. So I'm holding the Sega Pluto prototype as well as my normal backpack, and Roger warned me. He's like, the Sega Pluto, man, they always will stop you. They want to open it, they want to check it. They didn't care about that, but they stopped my normal bag because of a package of peanuts. So obviously I just ate, so I'm not looking for anything. But if you're ever here, Sankaku Sushi and Noodle, they have a really good beef udon, recommended. So I thought I would take a second and talk about why I think SFO is such a good airport. So if you ever fly through it, Terminals 3 and the International Terminal are connected right there. This leads to 3. Right around there eventually leads to International. So if you're flying like United in particular, you have an easy route. Terminals 1 and 2 are down there. They're harder to access. I think that's like the biggest flaw with this airport. But other than that, it's pretty solid. You know, they have a lot of decent restaurants. It's very clean. There's a lot of comfortable seating. I don't know if they do this anymore, but pre-COVID, one of the things they did here was occasionally you would just see a dog walking around. They have like stress relief dogs. I know it sounds weird, but they would have these little saddles. And that's a bad word choice because you're obviously not supposed to ride a dog, but they have these little like saddle type of things that were over them, and it would say on it like, are you stressed out, are you feeling like there's an issue, this dog is here to play with you. So you would just like hug a dog. You got to give props to an airport that would think to do that. There's also like I think it's like over there somewhere around there,
There's also a yoga room. There's like a sleeping area. It's a surprisingly good airport. So I got a little surprise for you guys. We got the ANA Star Wars plane. There's actually 3 of those in service, but that one's the only one with that particular livery design. Funny, I've seen that plane at Tokyo Narita. I've seen it at Chicago O'Hare, but I've never actually seen it anywhere else. So it's cool to see it at San Francisco today. So I've got a couple of United Club passes that are about to expire, and I've got a few hours before my flight. So I think I'm gonna burn one today. So I'm officially in. I'd been waiting on it because I was hoping to spend it with someone else, but they're going to expire in like a couple of weeks, so I thought I'd use it. So typically you can get those passes, you can buy them separately, or in my case, I get a couple free every year with my credit card. And yeah, so this is a club lounge if you've never seen one. Usually they have free food and free Wi-Fi and free drinks and that type of thing, and you just kind of relax in comfort. Nothing crazy, just I decided to get myself a cappuccino and a water. There's like a full drink bar over there. They have a full like alcohol bar over there. There's like free chips and like cookies and stuff like that. Some of them will have full buffets. This one I don't think does. If it does, it's down there. The best one I've ever been to though, the United Club at London Heathrow Airport, which is an airport that I hate, but that particular airport has the greatest club lounge ever. It has a full Indian buffet. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys some of the food options. So you got like noodles and stuff, chips, fruits, drinks, salads, caprese salad stuff, clam chowder, and then cheese burritos and things like that. Very cool. All free if you're in here. And with that, our journey is from Chicago to Sacramento, down to San Francisco, back to Chicago within a day is now over. The Sega Pluto is in hand, and it will be around for a future adventure, so stay tuned. So thank you guys very much for watching. If you please like, comment, subscribe, go into the description, follow me on all the social media stuff, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, all that sort of stuff. I appreciate that as always. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all later.